This is the Shanice Lewis Show, the #1 podcast for plus-size women. With your host, the queen of curvy conversation, Shanice Lewis.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Shanice Lewis. Today is Wednesday, August 1st, 2018. The Shanice Lewis Show is an official media partner of the 2018 TCFStyle Expo, taking place in Atlanta on August 11th and 12th. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit TCFStyleExpo.com. And make sure you're following this show's social media pages on Facebook at The Shanice Lewis Show and on Instagram and Twitter at Shanice Show, and make sure you subscribe to the show on iTunes, Google Play Music, or your favorite podcasting app. Today we have a very special guest. Ashley Nell Tipton won Season 14 of Project Runway in 2015. She went on to sign a contract with JCPenny to design and be a brand ambassador for their Boutique Plus, a line designed specifically for plus-size customers. She has also designed plus-size patterns for Simplicity and her own jewelry line for K&M Accessories. Gifted in understanding the needs of the plus-size consumer, Ashley released her first line of apparel and eyewear in November of 2017 and continues to work as a design consultant for other brands. She will be a speaker at the 2018 TCFStyle Expo in a featured presentation entitled My Journey to Self-Acceptance with Ashley Nell Tipton. Let's welcome Ashley to the show. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Shanice. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be part of this podcast. I have been thinking about when was the last time I was on here and talking to you, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it again.
Yes, the last time you were on here was probably before Project Runway, so we got a lot to catch up on.
Well, it's so good to hear your voice.
You too. So tell everybody how long you've been a plus-size designer, because you've been doing this way before you got on that reality show.
Yes. I have been designing since, I want to say, 2010, 2011. I just randomly started putting my stuff on social media, and from there, it just kind of took off.
And you, even before Project Runway, you had like a website and was selling things. You were serious about being designer before all of that took off.
Of course. I knew that I wanted to create clothing for plus-size people, and I knew that there wasn't this community or there wasn't someone doing it just yet, and I've been told that I was too young and I didn't have the knowledge, and I just wanted to fight against all that and continue chasing my dream and being a plus-size designer. And going on Project Runway just put me on this pedestal to be able to do that on a platform that plus-size women don't normally get, to be on reality TV. And to be able to shine the way I did and really talk about our struggles of being a plus-size person and how this community looks at us, and just to be able to not give more knowledge to people.
So you won Project Runway in 2015. Now, how was the experience of being on the show? Did they treat you well, or were they kind of shady to you because you were in the plus size?
I mean, it was an experience that I have nothing in my life to be able to relate to, because it was a one-of-a-kind experience. It taught me so much about myself as a person and as a designer, and it kind of just gave me a taste of what this industry is like. Everybody behind the scenes was great. Dealing with the different characters on the show was one thing, but I think that showed me that not everyone has to like you, and that's not I can't make anyone happy, and if someone doesn't like me, then that's on them, and that and it took me a long time to realize that. It wasn't until after I got off the show that I realized that I can't be upset if there's certain people on the show that don't like me and don't want to build a relationship with me. It's not me, it's them. And so I just had a lot to learn after being on a show that was very cutthroat, and I didn't think I was a strong person, but to come out of that, you have to be a very, very strong person and know your worth and your values and stay strong in what you believe. That was the most important thing, is to believe in what it is that you want to do, and don't let anyone distract you from that, because I've had a lot of the judges tell me to do a certain thing, and I was like, no, I need to stick to my guns. I need to stick to what it is that I love to do and why I chose to do it.
So do you keep in touch with anybody from your season?
There's about 2 people that I keep in touch. That's Blake and Joseph from my season, and maybe Lori, and that's pretty much it.
Well, that's better than 0, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, it's interesting coming out of the show and not really, you spend 6 weeks with these people and then you leave and then you never hear from them again. It's a very interesting relationship, and knowing that you went through all this and nobody will ever understand but those 16 other people who are on the show with you.
Right. So after you won, your first big project off the show was helping JCPenny launch Boutique Plus. Now, how was it working with a national department store?
It was amazing to be able to work with such a large department store like JCPenny's. I mean, JCPenny's has been around for years, and I couldn't wrap my head around that I was going to be a part of this company and have a saying in what is made and being able to design for them. I mean, when I was a little girl, I always dreamt of designing for a huge name brand store, and it just so happened to be JCPenny's, and being able to walk into the board meetings and really put my foot down about extending their sizes and offering more fashionable and affordable clothing that allowed us to express ourselves.
Yeah. Now, were you limited to some of the styles you wanted to create at JCPenney's, because they were conservative before this Boutique Plus?
Yes, I did have a lot of limitation on what I could design, but believe me, I fought for the crop tops. I fought for the biker shorts. I fought for the horizontal stripes. There was a lot that I fought for to have in my clothing line.
Now, are you still working with JCPenney, or was that like a 1-year contract?
It was a 2-year contract. I had about 4 collections with them. Yeah.
So now you've moved on to your own designs, because you launched the Ashley Nell Tipton design in 2017. Now, why are you saying this is your first thing? Because you did stuff before Project Runway, so this wouldn't be your first launch, or was your line called something different back in the day?
No, I just really considered this as something that I was able to create with the knowledge that I took from Project Runway and working with JCPenney's, and finally having the money to have a team behind me, and for me to be able to watch over every step through the process of production, pattern making, fit. I was included in everything. And working with JCPenney's, I didn't get that, type of opportunity. And so I really wanted to to have my hands in everything. So I would go into factories, I would talk to production, I would fit everything. I would wear things for a week and wanted to know the functionality of each garment and make any tweaks and just really carefully made things that would work for our bodies and fit right and feel comfortable, but also stylish and fun and unique. And that's why I had called it my first line, because I really felt that because I had the money and the team behind me to be able to finally create my dream.
Yeah, you're on a whole different level now than what you were when you got started.
Exactly. I was in my parents' garage when I first started. I was out in their driveway in the sun, cutting my fabrics, sewing up everything. Like, my parents had given up their backyard and garage for me to build my own production. And I can't tell you how much that taught me so much of determination for my line and how stressful it was, and that really showed me what it takes to be a business owner and to be the only person working for your company and having all these dreams and goals of being able to have your own production and have people create your things and have a team of people to help you make this dream happen.
You could really appreciate it from your humble beginnings.
Yes, definitely.
So tell us about your clothing line. Like, what kind of clothing do you carry? What's the style?
I like to carry unique pieces, garments that have prints, that have life to it. I love to be able to create pieces for women that not necessarily feel like they're stylish, but this is something that they can put on and style in their own way and feel good about themselves and just kind of push the limit in their style and get them out of that comfort zone that they're normally in. Every time I'm designing something, I always think of different body shapes and if these silhouettes can fit for any of them, and what's the illusion that it gives the person's body, and how does someone feel in each and every piece. Like, I know that because we have bigger bodies, our bodies move differently, and I don't want to have to see anybody struggling with their clothing and making sure that they pull their shirt down or their pants, pull them up, or adjusting themselves. And I just want them to be able to feel comfortable. And so really just digging down into how each piece of clothing is made and what can we do to make it more comfortable for each and every person.
So what is your size range and price point for your collection?
Our size range is from a 14 to a 28-30, and our price range is from 30 to 120.
Okay, so that's affordable.
Exactly, and our last line that we just launched in spring, we introduced about 4 pairs of pants, which is a first for the Nell Tipton brand, and I've worked on producing pants for a while now, and I'm so glad to be able to introduce that.
Nice.
Because I know that printed pants aren't something that we normally jump into, but I really crafted each one of these designs to fit great and comfortably and feel comfortable in them.
Now, is your collection sold exclusively online through your website?
Yes, exclusively on the website, because I wanted to be able for people to not get lost in where we're selling, but there's this one place that you can come to, and us giving them great customer service and trying to help them in any way and finding the right sizes. And for this line, we definitely wanted to display each and every design that we have or silhouette we have in different body sizes so that our customer has something to relate to for body shape.
Now, would you be interested in your clothing being sold in independent boutiques?
Not right now. I like having one area where people can find the designs, they can find the eyewear, they can find the jewelry. My dream has always been to sell on a website and possibly have pop-up shops.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned the jewelry line and the eyeglasses. So let's talk about those. Tell me about the wide fit jewelry that you designed.
Yes, so K&M came to me about 2 years ago and wanting to create a jewelry line, but they didn't know exactly what they wanted to create. And I told them the one thing as a plus size person struggles with is finding jewelry that is meant for our body. And that
Right.
really raised their eyebrows, and they're like, what? We're missing this. And so I told them that I don't want elastic band rings. I don't want elastic band bracelets. I want things that are meant to fit me. And so we really worked together on creating everyday jewelry that we could wear that allows us to have fun accessorizing. So we created a line of chokers and a line of rings that range from a size 10 to a 15.
Oh, wow.
So it's something that hasn't been done, and it's very exciting to know that I'm able to create jewelry for women and for men and even for drag queens. I can't tell you how many drag queen customers we have.
Nice. And now your eyeglass collection, now these are, you could get your prescriptions put in it?
Yes. So we have the ability to be able to put your prescription in the eyewear. We wanted to create eye frames that are wide enough to fit your face. And I've been wearing glasses for years, and every time it was that time of the year to go pick out new frames, I always had a difficult time finding stylish frames, and I always dreamt of having a cute pair of cat eye glasses. And working with this company, they finally made my dreams come true with having these perfect fit cat eye frames and being able to create them in different colors and things like that. And I never thought that I would be creating eyewear as well.
Yeah, so all of these accessories that you're designing, this is sold exclusively on your website as well?
Yes, all exclusively at ashleynelltipton.com.
Nice. Now, while you have been building your empire and blowing up everywhere, in the middle of everything, you decide to have weight loss surgery and go public about it. Now, tell me how you came to this decision in the middle of everything you had going on.
I felt like I was on cloud nine, being able to travel, work with all these companies, chasing after my dreams, and just creating. I loved it all, but at the same time, I was very depressed and unhappy in the body that I was living. And it was really hard for me to get up every morning and do what I was doing. And I knew that I should have been happy and excited, but there was just this feeling overcoming me every day. And I started working out.
After winning Project Runway, you were feeling depressed after winning Project Runway.
Yes, I was feeling depressed. I didn't feel good enough about myself. I was beating myself up with my thoughts and just criticizing myself. And I really needed a lot of mental help, just trying to organize my thoughts and figure out what it is that I want in life. And I just knew that I was unhappy, and I was searching in all the wrong places for happiness. And I knew that I just needed to, seek out therapy and really figure out what it is that was going on. And I knew that I wanted to get healthier because I was not happy with the amount of weight that I was carrying on my body. It was never what people thought of me. It was always I'm in pain every day, and I don't think I can handle this anymore. And so I had been seeing a therapist. I had been training for about a year with a personal trainer, and I was not seeing any results, and I was changing the way that I was eating. And it wasn't until I had seen a doctor and done blood work and seen that I had a zero metabolism, and that was not allowing me to lose weight. And I knew that my health was so much more important than anything, because if I wanted to continue doing what I love doing and making a difference in this community and designing, that I knew that I needed to get healthier so that I can be happy. And I went back and forth deciding if I wanted to get surgery. I was so worried about what this industry was going to think of me and what people were going to say. And I had to realize that none of that matters, that I am doing this for myself, for my body, for my health. And whoever has an opinion, that's their opinion, and it doesn't matter to me.
So when you did get backlash from some of the plus-size women, you already knew it was coming. You were prepared.
I knew it was coming, but it wasn't very easy to let go. I felt like I had let this industry down. And I remember one of the comments that really stuck with me was someone had said that they lost their hero. And that affected me when I had heard that, because that was the last thing that I ever wanted to do. But at the same time, I had to realize that this is my body, this is my life, this is my journey. And people can say whatever they want, but they're not walking in my shoes.
Right. And on my timeline, I didn't really see anybody in the plus size fashion saying anything negative about you. It was more of the fat activist group, which is a totally different segment in body positivity.
It blows my mind that these people who are fat activists in this plus size community, body positive, it's my body, it's my choice. Whatever you choose to do with your body is your choice. I didn't do this to my body because society told me to do it. I did it because it was my choice. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be happy. And for people to come at me in that way, it hurt.
It was disappointing. Very disappointing.
It was really disappointing that my fellow plus-size activists could not hear what I was saying and understand that this was my decision and that I didn't let Hollywood get to me or society get to me. And I couldn't let what they were saying get to me and making me feel like I regret my decision.
Right.
Because I don't. I wake up each and every morning happy that I'm doing something to better my life in a health way and being happier. And I knew getting the surgery that my point wasn't to get skinny or anything. I never had a goal weight that I wanted to lose or be at. I just wanted to be comfortable in my own body and be able to be active. I've always been plus size my whole life, and I was an athlete even at my heaviest, and I always wanted to continue that.
Right. Now, besides the weight loss, just in general in the plus community with your businesses and your projects, do you find in general the Plus community is supportive of your accomplishments and what you're doing. And I'm asking that because another influencer in the industry that went mainstream said that they were disappointed that their peers weren't wearing their clothing and weren't really pumping them up like they thought it would be.
I am just happy that I can now speak about it and open this conversation up. Because speaking about my weight loss I speak to a lot of people over the phone every few weeks about weight loss surgery. I'm not here to advertise about getting weight loss surgery, but it just so happens that I've opened up this conversation where a lot of women are curious about it and want to talk about it. And I've taken a lot of personal calls on my own time to talk to these women, to let them know that it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. It's not that pleasurable like everyone thinks it is. It is hard work, and surgery is just one little thing about this journey. And everything is up to you. The surgery does not make you lose weight. It is all up to you, and what you do after surgery is what the success is. And so being able to open up this conversation and just bringing more awareness of it and being able to help people throughout their decision making.
And so now you've lost some weight. Do you feel more confident now? Because it looks like on your Instagram, you're like a supermodel now.
Well, thank you. I mean, after having surgery has definitely made me push more to being myself. How do I say this? I feel like people would ask me all the time before I had surgery, how are you so confident? How are you so confident? And I felt like I had to pretend to be confident at that weight that I was so uncomfortable in. Not being able to walk up a flight of stairs, not being able to sit in the plane comfortably, not being able to go on walks and talk at the same time. I don't think people understood how much I struggled being at the weight that I was. And I said enough is enough. I want to live life comfortably. And I'm not saying that I need to be skinny, but I just want to be comfortable in my own skin with myself. I don't care what other people think about me. It's me. It's how I feel. I don't want to be exhausted waking up in the mornings and depressed. And I just really had to do a lot of soul searching with myself and being upfront with myself and knowing that I am worth so much more, and I need to stop putting myself down, because having weight loss surgery and having the weight come off so fast and seeing all the excess skin and seeing that your breasts have drooped even more, I knew that my self-confidence was going to go down unless I picked myself up and continue going to therapy and knowing what my worth is and not letting what other people think of me bring myself down.
So you are going to be at the TCFStyle Expo, and I guess your talk is going to be touching on some of these things, right?
Definitely, because I feel like going through Project Runway, working for JCPenny's, being in the limelight of everyone, being in the forefront for a lot of people in this plus-size community, going through a weight loss surgery, trying to find confidence through all of this in 2 and 3 years, my life changed being on Project Runway, and I didn't know how to handle my life or how to be myself because there was so many people holding me up to so much expectations that I lost myself.
So it was overwhelming.
And it was so overwhelming, and I had to know what I wanted in life and knew that I wanted to change and change for myself, not change for anyone else. And having a great support system next to me, helping me through this journey and realizing my values and realizing what I want in life for the right reasons and just being able to accomplish that. And I really felt like if I've put myself through all of this and learned so much, I want to be able to pass this down or pass this to other people.
So do you still want to be a public figure, or you want to be a little more low-key now that you've got a taste of mainstream success?
I want to continue designing for this community, and I want to bring more awareness to self-acceptance, because the more and more we are making a sound in this industry as plus-size women can be fashionable, can do this and do that, I feel like I need to embrace a lot of the people who want to do this and not allow themselves to feel bad about themselves for being fat, and changing the conversation around the word fat and letting people know that there is nothing wrong with being fat, and not caring what others think about you, and knowing that you're not less than anyone else, and not allowing people to manipulate, or not allowing to manipulate myself and thinking that something's wrong with me. I just want to be able to give women confidence.
Well, I'm excited to see you in Atlanta at the TCFStyle Expo. It looks like your talk is going to be amazing because you have a lot of life experience to pull from now.
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm excited to see you, and I'm excited to finally be involved with the expo. I know that me and Marie have been talking about this for years, and I'm finally excited to be a part of it this year. And I'm so grateful that she's giving me this opportunity to speak about self-acceptance, because when we first talked about me being a part of this expo, she left it up to me and what I wanted to speak about. And I really felt that doing self-acceptance was very close to my heart. And you know, me being on reality TV or anything, I could really speak on being picked at and not allowing that to affect me in my life and things like that.
So do you have anything else coming up or happening that we need to be on the lookout for?
I am now partnering up with Fruit of the Loom as a brand ambassador for their Fit For Me brand, and I'm super excited to be working with them and bringing more awareness about their underwear, and also working with Brothers Sewing Machines and really talking to the young generation about sewing and being creative and being a designer and creating your own clothing.
And are you working with Fashion Nova, or you just really like their clothes?
I'm working with Fashion Nova to style their clothing in my way. Working with them really has embraced me to try different styles, especially losing weight and in between sizes and not feeling great about my body sometimes has really allowed me to explore in wearing their clothing and feeling confident. I know a lot of people have their own opinions about their clothes and how it may look too out there, or but working with them, I really wanted to show my audience a different way in wearing their clothing and thinking outside of the box.
Well, I'm curious about Fashion Nova sizing because I'm a 22, 24. Will I be able to fit in it, or is it the junior sizes?
It is definitely junior fit.
Okay.
I started wearing them right around the time that I had my surgery. So I was a 24, and I was wearing their size 3X. I think I had a hard time wearing them at that size, I'm going to be honest. But I think knowing our body and knowing what fits our body well. I say give it a try.
Okay.
We always have those, our how do I say? We always have our walls up, and we always have to go out and try something on, and you never know.
So, will you be bringing any of your clothing to the expo as a vendor, or are you just coming and speaking and enjoying the expo?
I'm coming out there. I'm speaking and enjoying the expo and meeting everyone. I will be doing a meet and greet, and I also will be passing out discount codes for anyone who's interested in trying the brand.
Well, I'm excited to see you. Thank you so much for being on this show. And before you go, tell us your official website and your social media pages.
Thank you. It was so great to speak to you. My social media sites are ashleynelltipton.com. You can find me on Instagram at ashleynelltiptondesigns, and the same as Facebook and Twitter. You can find me at Designer Ashley.
Well, thank you for being on the show today. Continued success with everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta.
You too, love. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you to my guest this evening, the fabulous Ashley Nell Tipton. And I've been your host, Shanice Lewis. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. Remember that the TCFStyle Expo is coming August 11th and 12th in Atlanta. Make sure you get your tickets by visiting the website, TCFStyleExpo.com. I look forward to seeing you there. And until next time, keep thriving in your curves and be blessed.
You've been listening to The Shanice Lewis Show. For more info about the show, visit ShaniceLewisShow.com.